Hello to my Geminis. Geminis, when you watch this video, the moon will be in Virgo. All right, Geminis, let's get into it. You and Virgos are ruled by Mercury, which is currently retrograde. So if you've been waiting for some kind of feedback or answers on people, places, and things, whatever it is you've been waiting on, remember, you all are an incredibly smart sign. This is a time where you can increase your knowledge, right? Time you can increase your knowledge of self, right? You're an air sign. Air signs are incredibly smart. Air signs are action oriented, intelligent, has a lot of ideas, very logical thinkers, excellent communicators, you know, um, thought invoking, tellers of truth, whatever your truth may be. Specifically for you, communication is key, reasoning is key. You're dynamic. You all are also very social. You have a lot of ideas. You love people, and so this is a great time for you to increase knowledge of self when your ruling planet Mercury is retrograde. Let's get into your reading. This is a general reading. I'm talking to you wherever Gemini is in your birth chart, not just your sun sign. Like I said, Mercury is retrograde. We're preparing for the full moon phase, April 23rd. Couple of days prior to the moon being 100% illuminated. A couple of days after that, you can do your full moon rituals. There's tons of them online. So let's get into it, Geminis. Let's get into it. The energy has already been cleared. I'm talking to you wherever Gemini is in your birth chart, not just your sun sign. Okay, let's go. All right, Wheel of Fortune. We also have the Chariot card. We also have the Magician card, which is Mercury, your card. Your ruling planet, yours in Virgo's ruling planet. Okay, so here we have the Wheel of Fortune. So someone's going to feel very fortunate. Here we have the Chariot card. We also have the Magician card. I see somebody getting married. First of all, Source is actually rewarding you for paying attention, listening to messages. Here we have for just getting some rest, moving on from some things that have been deeply disappointing and heartbreaking for you, right? As far as family is concerned, right? The reason why I said specifically with family, this is the year of 8. You all already know that, right? So 8 is the money exchange number, but 8 is also the number for karma. Karma is not good or bad, it just is. But karmic relationships are being broken. And long before your heart chakra, we're leading with the Ace of Swords, which I see a breakthrough happening. But it feels like a breakdown. I feel like possibly a breakdown in communication. A lot of your family members don't understand where the breakdown in communication could have been. It could have even been family, could have been whoever you were married to as well. Doesn't understand where the breakdown in communication happened. Like some people who love you, they love you differently than how you love them. Whether it's blood relatives or who you were married to, they just don't understand you. They don't get you. I keep trying to tell people that air signs are very cerebral and, you move from your heart chakra. But a lot of people don't get that. A lot of your friends don't get that. And so Source is saying you get it though. And so during this time where Mercury is retrograde, it's giving you a time to really get focused on how you communicate to people. Like cerebral signs, that's air signs, are so smart. Sometimes you think that you're communicating something one way when people read it the other way. And you all are an incredibly smart sign. You all are the sign, Gemini, that helps people to have fun learning. You know what I'm saying? Like you all are the ones, no matter, and I see all the negative comments about various zodiac signs, so I know what people are saying about Geminis. But you all the high, and you're at the high of high frequency. You all teach people how to flip the switch, not flip the script in a play, like in a player type kind of way, but kind of like, not take everything so seriously. Like you teach people how to adapt, move on. Some people, they are so fixated on just their belief system that they feel like they can't, it's hard for them to move past it. They like need to see some physical stuff. Like they need to see people hurt just as much as they feel like people have hurt them. So when you see the ace and the 3, just essentially 4 of swords, and 4 is the earth number, you could be dealing with the earth. You could have been married to an earth sign that feels like it's their way or the highway. Just their whole mindset may be so, is totally different than yours. And so for you, it could feel like they sit on that when it's a choice between taking the light road and the dark road, they choose the dark road if they feel like someone has hurt them, but they feel like in their mind they're justified for just kind of being stuck. And so that's where when you have friends, family members, so on and so forth, who feel like they cannot move, it's just hard for them to move past. They feel like, okay, well, you don't understand, they hurt my heart. It's I can't move past this until I see them hurting. You can help people to learn how to turn a corner on some things and learning how to adapt to disappointments that they may have. So because you've learned how to move on from disappointment, some people, they just can't. It's just like they stuck. And so that's where you're learning about yourself and just the downside of people being stuck to keeping attached to people who are vindictive and they can't move past their pain. And so a lot of karmic relationships are being broken. Here we have the King of Wands here. And so you made it to your throne from prayer. You prayed to get out of some situations and to be enlightened from inside out. And some energies, they can't move past it. Some of the people that you work with, that could have been your work family, for them, they watching you like a hawk obsessively because they cannot move past the fact that you've been able to move on with your life. That's why I say to you all, Geminis, that if you've moved on from some things and some people, and if you can get in front of all of this, because just listen to people in conversation. Some people cannot move on with their life until they see some kind of vengeance happen. And so Source is actually rewarding you for moving on. And so you should feel fortunate to be a Gemini. And I'm talking to you if you have Gemini anywhere in your birth chart. Some people, they are, when I say stuck, they stuck like a sword in the sand. They I'm going to sit here and wait until if it's the last thing I do, I'm going to see somebody hurt just as much as they hurt me. And so Source is saying, when you see that in other people, I see you planting seeds somewhere else. You only want to be connected to that. Here we also have the Ten of Pentacles here. So I definitely see you and somebody building a very rich legacy together. Like I said, I see somebody getting married if you're not already married. Here we also have the Queen of Swords here. I see you sitting on your throne, carefully vetting your thoughts. And then I see you also closing out cycles with any energies who are that vindictive. Learning how to create very firm boundaries and enforcing those boundaries. Because when you sit back and you watch your loved ones be heartbroken and or people that you were once close with be heartbroken and deeply disappointed to a point of vengeance, all scriptures that they may have learned, which is a book of spells as well, all the spells that have been put on them is vengeance is mine, is the Lord's, not theirs. All that goes out the window. They instantly, I want vengeance, right? So Source is saying to you, you're getting away from, even though you're teaching people how to, you're teaching people how to flip a switch and move on with their lives and learning how to adapt and just live a more playful existence, learn a lesson, move on. It's not that deep, such and such and such and such. That's not how some energies operate. Here we also have the Four of Swords here. So 4 and 3 is 4 and 3 is 7 and plus 1 is 8. Their energy is like they not moving on until they see somebody in jail or that they see somebody in some kind of mental institution. They want to see somebody hurt. They want to see somebody broke down. Sources like those are the people you need to get as far away from as possible, because it's hard for them to adapt. And if you don't think that will cut into your money, that'll cut into your time, because you spend so much time trying to talk to them and communicate with them and make them laugh. You all are incredibly smart and incredibly funny. You spend more time in that vein helping them to move on from some stuff. They are obsessed. They want to send you something every 5 minutes. Oh, look, see what they did. They did this to me. See what they saying. They make it they obsessed about people. So it's just like, get away from those energies, because they'll either, when I say they cut into your money and cut into your time, they cut into your love life, because now you're trying to date, you're trying to move, you're trying to do this and that, and they stuck, and you almost become scared of what they might do. So it's just saying you're moving on, and that's what God is rewarding you for. Here we also have the Devil card. Yeah, you see that somebody's demons have taken over, and you're moving on. You're like, I don't even want to be attacked. I don't even want to be connected. I don't want to be connected to friends like that, colleagues, people at in your personal or your professional life. You just put it that way. So definitely see you moving forward, because some people, they can't budge until they see somebody hurt. Like they have in their mind conjured up somebody, and everybody's feelings are valid, but when we go through these moon phases, some people can't move beyond. Their whole life just stops. It's hard for them to adapt, to change. So the more and more they sit in there and they think about the hurt and the pain that they went through, they're not sitting on their throne carefully vetting their thoughts. They letting all the hurt thoughts come back to memory, and all they want to do is hurt other people. And this is you moving forward. Here we have the Three of Wands. You don't even want to be attached to that. Here we also have the High Priestess. And so this is where you see the dark and the light here. Dark and light. You see dark and light also here. This is where somebody has a feeling that when you're dealing with somebody who is in that level of pain and they keep talking about it, it's like they're giving power to something. They've gone to this place and this person couldn't help them. They went to this place and that person couldn't help them. Went to this place and this person couldn't help them, and this and that. They don't know that they can tap inside. That's how you got to your throne of your ideas, because you were able to tap in, right? Fire symbolizes inspiration, enthusiasm, energy, action, goals, symbolizes the mind, ambition, dreams. They're sitting back dreaming of a day when somebody will fall on their own sword and hurt. You're dreaming of having fun, living a great life, vetting your thoughts. You're dreaming of growing your family, relocating possibly for some of you all. They're dreaming of something totally different. And so y'all are not on the same frequency. I don't see you as necessarily being a vengeful person. You're too busy about, opening up a new book, learning some new things, having fun. And so you got to stay away from those energies, because if you see how vindictive they are with other people, guess what? They'll be just as vindictive with you. So to some degree, they want you to see them get back at somebody, Gemini. So hopefully you'll be afraid enough not to step out of line. That's what they want you to see. So it's just not, y'all not on the same frequency. So I see you being... God is going to make sure you're so booked and busy, you won't even have time to hang out with them. You won't even have time to even answer the phone and none of that stuff, because they're having a tower moment. Yep, some energies are having a tower moment. And see, that's why they're not telling you everything. When you're around people, all hell is breaking loose in their life. When you really sit down and you have an awakening, that's where your tower moment, and you're operating in your purpose, God is going to show you exactly where you may have missed it. Just that they had it in them, that God was trying to get you away from certain energies. So, yeah, I definitely feel like, you feel like somebody's going through a tower moment. And like I said, all hell is breaking loose, in their lives. And, it's a karmic relationship. That's why I said all karmic bonds are being broken. You can either remove the pink with rose-colored glasses gently, or they can be removed forcibly, meaning that we have a full pink moon in Scorpio, April 23rd. But prior to that, leading up to it, that energy is getting stronger and stronger and stronger. Where, like I said before, the next planet that's going retrograde is Pluto. And Pluto is no joke. It's the death rebirth planet. It's a planet of power and transformation. It's the planet of regenerative forces. Sources saying you're going through a metamorphosis right now, and toxic relationships that's tied to you that could be blocking your money, your love life, you stepping into this new wealthy season of your life where you're making an impact on your community and the world at large. It don't matter how long you know them, it don't matter how much you love them. Sources saying you allowing them to, their energy to send out messages of distraction and hurt and all of that through your ear gate. No matter how much you try to help them change their way of thinking, people are going to do what they want to do. And so them going through a tower moment and awakening, for some people, you would think people were like, oh, okay, God, why am I going through all of this? Why am I, okay, God, help me to stay focused on my purpose. Some people get angry, and they're trying to break their fall as they going down. They keep falling on their sword. So source is saying, you know what? You got two wins here. Two situations in particular. So it could be an Aries, somebody who, because Tower card rules Aries. Somebody who has very aggressive energy, somebody who's impulsive, someone who is competitive. And on one hand, you may look at it as like, okay, the energy is independent, they're inspirational, they're enthusiastic, the case may be. But sources saying, yeah, so they may be communicating with you, certain things, being very social with you, but they're telling you something. But see, they're going to slip up and say something that lets you know, oh, okay, you ain't tell me that part. Right? So here you are trying to be fair-minded and But something about your spirit feels a little indecisive about them, like something don't really seem right, like they're not telling me everything or something. But something is going to let you know that they seem a little bit too obsessed with people. You know what I'm saying? I think I did a reading for you all one time before, and I was saying that somebody could have had, okay, when you had people betrayed, you could, like, somebody could be telling you, it seemed like, you know how, like, if you've ever worked in a place and it seemed like some people are so obsessed with you, like they want to find out all your business. Like, who are they running back and telling all of my business? So they want to know too many things about me. Like, they want to know this, they want to know that. They're reporting back to other people. Who are they running to tell all? They trying to warm up to other people, trying to get people to tell them stuff. That's why I always tell people, and I think you all do an excellent job at this, is, just tell people surface stuff that's, hey, you don't care whether it gets back to people or not. You're just kind of sort of testing and seeing what they're doing. But yeah, it's somebody is, it's some energies that we're trying to plant some seeds in your mind, almost as if y'all could build a family together at some point. Like a person gives you like this false hope, like, oh, you're a part of the work family, or you're part of the blood relatives, or I could see us, settling down together. Like somebody, if you already married to your person, obviously this part don't resonate with you. But some people like sell you, what do they call, wolf tickets? I guess I'm saying that right. Like some people sell you this false narrative that they're gonna do this and they're gonna do that. And then it never really, it's not really the truth. It's not really the truth, right? So, like this, sometimes people do this when you may have been married to somebody and they end up getting married to somebody else, and y'all have that in common, but may not know that, Gemini. Like this person may have, promise you the sun, moon, stars, and we're going to do this and we're going to build all of this. And then y'all don't work out, and then they move on to the next relationship and they tell another person the same thing, except the other person is like, okay, this person is just like selling lies, a bunch of lies, and they move on, right? Something happened where somebody that is going through a tower moment right now, and they haven't been completely honest with you. And yeah, there's some stuff going on. Here we have the Six of Pentacles right here. So once you stop looking for their acceptance and their approval, that's when something is going to really hit you. Here we had a Ten of Wands. I keep trying to tell everybody. So it's just trying to keep you double booked and busy. This is how you're going to be passing down information to your loved ones, whoever was assigned to you, because you know who was assigned to you, how long the assignment was going to last, and how if you overstayed your time in people's lives. You're passing down to your loved ones, just in your communication, where people are like promising them, oh, we're going to get married, we're going to settle down, we're going to do this and that, and so on and so forth. You're teaching loved ones that the more time that they spend with energies, the more time it gives people a chance to put a spell on somebody, right? That's one thing that you're teaching people, because they keep saying the same thing over and over and over. Like, you're not giving me enough time. And, after they told you, hey, I got this going on, I got that going on, and I'm gonna take you here. We're going to travel this place, and we're going to do this, and we're going to do this. And it's just all talk, right? I see you passing that down to somebody. It's like, it can't be all talk. Communication is more than just audible. I need you to show me that you actually going to say that you said you're going to do what you're going to do, right? So I feel like now when somebody has lied to you a gazillion times, now when it comes to them being obsessed with somebody else, they're trying to show you that they're not lying. They're trying to prove to you, Gemini, that they're not lying. So they got to go extra hard with the approval. I got to be obsessed. I got to study every little thing. I got to show you that I'm not lying, because they've been lying to you for so long, and so, but like I said, karmic relationships are being broken. Karmic relationships are being broken. Yep. So I see you being double booked and busy and not burdened at all. Yep. So looking at the Justice card, the Eight of Pentacles, the Page of Swords, the Five of Wands. We have the Knight of Cups and also the Knight of Wands. So it's just saying you can save yourself at any time if you remove those blindfolds. Like I said, they can be forcibly or gently removed from your face. Some people like to hang on and just hang in there to see what's going to be what. Here we have the Justice card. So it's just saying you're doing a grave injustice to yourself with that bait and switch mess. There's some energies that want to reach back out to you now because they want to prove to you. But guess what? It's two energies in particular that source is saying that's not your responsibility, Gemini. Move on from them because somebody is trying extra hard to show you that some kind of injustice was done to them, but somehow they don't see the injustice that they did to you. You know if that makes any sense to you all, Gemini. Your anxiety about a situation would be going away as soon as you decide, hey, I'm sitting on my throne carefully vetting. This person is just a liar. Like I said before, here we have the 8 and 4 Pentacles. Yeah. So source is trying to tell somebody, hey, look, I'm trying to help you build legacy wealth. It could be like, I feel like it could be a parent and a child building legacy wealth together. And people keep trying to show you that, like I said, so source is saying, here we have, somebody could be spending way too much time overthinking the obvious. Overthinking the obvious. Like, okay. And that's what I feel like you're passing down to people is like, you know what I'm saying in the spirit realm, Gemini, because this has happened to you before. Whoever God assigned to you, whether it's your adult children or a sibling or, maybe you're a mentor and you have a lot of mentees. I feel like you're teaching people to hold whoever's giving them promises accountable, but in a positive way, like just kind of like, like I could like, I'm looking at in the spiritual sense, I'm seeing like as you're sitting around your table, possibly of mentees, because this is part of your legacy. And see these kids right here, it's like legacy wealth. I feel like you all are teaching people, one, don't look for people's acceptance and approval because God already accepted and approved you. But I see somebody saying, be conservative with your time because time is money. And I feel like when I'm saying in the spirit realm, if somebody can kind of sort of follow me along with this, as a leader, Gemini, I see you all telling your mentees or adult kids or whoever was assigned to you, because I'm seeing a tower card to say when people are promising they can do all of this to you, like they have all of these connections, they know this person, they know that person, and so on and so forth. If like the person who they're promising things to, they have to set the guidelines. How long are you going to be connected to people before you realize they really don't have the connections they really say they have? You know what I'm saying? Like, how long do you sit in that space? It would be like, usually when people start jobs, they put like, 2-3 weeks, in a hold. They hold your money like you work and then you get it on the back end when you leave and, the accumulation of, leave and all that other stuff, right? Imagine if you went to a job and you were carefully being vetted and the job says after you say, okay, you get your first paycheck. Let's say you start day one and then you get your paychecks 2 weeks afterwards, right? Supposed to get your paychecks 2 weeks after. You're not going to keep working the job for the next 6 years and not getting a paycheck. And I know that seems like a grave exaggeration, but that's how some people stay in relationships. You're not getting any return on your investment. There's always this lie. There's always this reason for why people can't do what they wanted, what they said they promised you was going to do. I feel like you may know somebody, Gemini, that came up against their karma. And so source has been trying to tell you to detach from them. You know what I'm saying? It's like finding out your friend who've been coming to work telling you all of this stuff and then turn around and find out. And we see a lot of this in like these streaming services, movies, like these drama movies where people are like, okay, they live in a whole double life and they not really who they say they was and all of this other stuff. But that's what I'm feeling like. That's what I feel like now. Somebody feel like, okay, they going through some stuff right now. Things are not working out very well for them. And so they're trying to get a whole bunch of people on the bandwagon. And source is saying, instead of you waiting for somebody to save you, to come in with some good news about they've been telling the truth, source is like, it's time for you to learn how to save yourself. Because somebody is not being honest. And it's the energy that keeps gossiping about you. It's the energy that keeps gossiping, not about you, to you about somebody else. Yeah. Somebody misses you. Yep, somebody misses you. But much better lies ahead. Much better lies ahead. You're protected by angels. Yeah. And are you going back? That's it. You're not going back. You're a star. Your star is shining very bright. You inspire and motivate a lot of people. You are innovative. You're uncompromising. You're not compromising your power and your intellect. You're independent. You're unconventional. You're imaginative. And you have a whole new attitude. I just feel like there's some energies from your past that's been telling a lot of people a lot of negative stuff about you. And just like they lied to you and you could have felt like, somebody took your big heart for weakness, you learn how to save yourself. And that really incensed some people. So sources like, it's not your responsibility. You're divinely protected from two types of energies that's really, really trying to light into you, spreading a bunch of rumors. And so sources saying, will you impart that same wisdom and knowledge that some people are so vindictive that when they can't manipulate, they can't control somebody's way of thinking, that they want to come back and be vengeful towards you, try to mess up your legacy, try to mess up your name. You better take heed when they're talking about messing up other people's legacy and name at the gossip stage. Like when they're gossiping to you, like, oh yeah, this person, this and that, and so on and so forth. Like, yeah, what's the purpose of that? That's not even helping me to adjust their crown. If they were talking to me about you, I wouldn't let them say that I wouldn't even listen to that for 5 minutes. That usually will stop a person. It's like, well, I just thought that, like, yeah, if it doesn't involve helping somebody to adjust their crown, I don't want to be a part of it. So it's time for you to expand your brand. God is going to make sure to keep you double booked and busy so you can take a leap of faith into your future. Angel Gabriel, the messenger of God, is with you. Yeah. Yep. Somebody is like I said before, it's a grave injustice to yourself to stay connected to energies who they can't move beyond, they stuck, right? And so you're going through a rite of passage. It's 31. 3 and 1 is 4. I feel like somebody's dealing with an earth sign. Earth signs are Taurus, Capricorn, and Virgos. And the moon being in Virgo and you and Virgo's ruling planet Mercury being currently retrograde, source is going to make sure you slow down and pay attention. Like for real. Going to make sure you slow down and pay attention to everything people are saying because somebody has not been completely honest with you about some things. And if they're waiting for you to ask the question, they're not going, first of all, you know how people, they lie via omission. They're not going to tell you. They waiting for you to ask them directly. And then they come up with a whole bunch of confusion. And what do you mean by this? And what do you mean? They know exactly what you mean. Are you married? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, come on now. Have you ever been married? Did you get married? That just kind of depends on, they never can come up with a straight, child, goodbye. So, yeah. Are you friends with so-and-so? Are you telling me the truth? They just can't come up with a straight nothing. So don't let your past hold you back. Find out what your south node is and also your north node. Yep. So, yeah. So, like I said before, when you deal with people who are obsessed with people, they're obsessed with some kind of mind control. They're trying to control how people think about them. So it's just like, we're talking about people that you've allowed to get close to your heart. We're not talking about somebody you don't know, you've never met, somebody who has a public image and that. We ain't talking about that. We talking about people that God has allowed you open up that door for them to be in your heart space where your head and heart are at war with each other and you feel indecisive about them telling you the truth. That's what I'm talking about. When you talk about somebody that you heard about, it's like somebody talking about, oh yeah, I know them because we used to be married, or I know them because we used to work together, or I know them because, they used to, they be in the same social circles. But they not close to your heart. But the energy that's talking to you, something you feel like it's indecisive. Like, they not telling me everything. I feel like I talk to them on a regular basis. They had enough time to tell me the truth. They know that I would help them to adapt. I would move beyond that. But somebody is trying to control the way you think. So, yeah. Like I said, I feel like somebody could have even worked on a job at one point where somebody trying to, tell you, oh, you better than a previous employer and you this and that. And so, I mean, employee, not employer, employee, such and such, this and that. And you like, oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. But they ain't telling you that, at the end of that probationary period, what they promised you in the interview is not going to come to pass. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Somebody where you're heading harder at war with each other, Gemini, has just, and it could have been that they no longer in your life, or they could still be connected to you in some way, shape, form, or fashion. But yeah, they know that they're not honest. Here we have the Hermit card and also the Emperor card. So yeah, it's time to get serious about adding structure. Somebody initiated a whole bunch of mess, but see, in Hermit mode, when the moon is in Virgo, which is when all the dust settles, you don't want to be connected to their drama. And they already know it. They already know that once all the dust settles, for some of you all, because time is relative, the dust may have already settled. And you're just like, I'm done. I bounced out. See you deuces. And Source is saying, you're winning and just grateful that the past is behind you. Yep. You got a soulmate energy coming across your path. Here we have 10 of Wands. Again, triple booked and busy, not burdened by their mess. Source is putting you around your group of people, your new group of people. 4 of Swords. You finally getting some rest after being connected to vengeful energy, and they are part of your past. And these are the types of energies that like to pull up other people's past. Here we have the 8 of Pentacles. And so Source is saying there's 2 types of energies you spend a lot of time thinking about. They didn't believe in you, but now they want you to believe them, that they lying to stuff. So it's just like, hey, look, like I said, all things will be revealed. And there's 2 types of energy, so it could be attached to a whole lot of people. Like I said, keep your vibrations high. 12-12, I am focused. That's right. Be focused on your purpose. Be focused on, increasing your wisdom and knowledge. Stay focused on your best possible future and remain optimistic throughout the entire journey. Your angels are right behind you as you turn your dreams into reality. That's right. You're turning your dreams into reality. You're leaving behind a lot of karmic relationships. People who thought you was dumb, people who thought, okay, they smart, but they can't see past this because they're heading harder at war with each other. I feel like it's going to be some people are going to be in for a rude awakening, because as kind as you are, as big-hearted as you are, Gemini, the fact that you're just going to move on without kicking up any dust, you ain't going to be mad, no nothing. It's like, oh, okay, well, you're only person you're hurting is you, because I'm still good. Only person you're hurting is you. I'm still good. So, that's when it's going to really hit somebody, is that you just decided, you know what, you could have come to me and just told me the truth, but you try to play me like, okay, like I'm dumb. So okay, it's all good. No, what you talking about? They now all of a sudden they got all this conversation for you, but Source is like, you already moved on. You ain't even mad. You're not mad at all. Not at all. Nope. You are not angry at all. Let's get a affirmation card, and we're gonna go ahead and close it out. That's the thing that really be blowing people away, because they can't figure out for the life of them why you ain't cussing them out, why you not going off on them after they betrayed your trust, when they knew if it was nobody else that's gonna be there to understand, understand and overstand, it would have been you. Yeah, that's why some of your family members. Yeah. That's why some of them right now, they sitting there, mad, upset, frustrated, because they thought you were just gonna go along with their flow. But see, when the stuff hit the fan, when the Tower card hit, and they start telling on themselves, and they start showing you how obsessed they were, with energies. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like somebody was dating somebody or thinking about marrying somebody. And again, if your marriage is solid, I am not talking about you. Please don't go home and start no mess with your spouse or your significant other. You know if you're in a twin flame relationship or not. But I'm talking about for somebody very specific. You could have been married to somebody in the past that you're no longer married to in the past. I'm saying this Justice card right here. or it could have been a family member that you thought about going into business with. It's something where your head and heart are at war with each other. That means you let somebody get close to you, where, you know, something about you is it's indecisive and you can't put your finger on something. Somebody is a little too obsessed, and that's what's going to really crack the code for you. Because I'm like, you saying to yourself, okay, you just a little bit too obsessed with this. Like, what are you really trying to prove? Like, because it's one thing to say, okay, somebody hurt me and I want them to hurt like they hurt me. But now you just in this upset, and they going above and beyond to prove, because again, they lied so many times to you that now all of a sudden, it's like a person, what's the name of the story? The little boy who cried wolf. They lied so many times that you don't know whether they telling the truth or lying. But the only person they hurting is themselves. You know what I'm saying? So when the dust settles and a whole bunch of stuff comes out and you find out that they lied, when I feel like you're going to be like, hey, it's not even a problem. You may want to go and get some help for that. You know what I'm saying? So here's the first question. Are you ready to define what you no longer need or want with a practical and objective eye? Second question is, can you define what's yours to fix and what's not in your life? The third question is, do you feel any fear around being fully self-sufficient and independent? The fourth question is, how could you learn more from nature? And then last but not least is, could you share your free time and your energy in a valuable and charitable way? I feel like that's the way that somebody's going to move on, like maybe teaching people, like, you know, teaching people kind of sort of what to look for. When people are saying stuff and they, like, how many times you going to give people to keep crying wolf and just, you know, so I feel like that's what somebody's going to do. Integrity. I choose my words wisely. My words are creating my reality. My speech matches my actions. I keep promises to myself. I am consistent. I am punctual. I accept the moment. I resonate with the highest truth. See, I feel like whoever it is, and it's a lot of energies here. A lot of energies here, Gemini. I feel like it's going to be devastating for certain people because, I mean, I'm talking about complete, y'all know what I'm saying by devastating. It's going to be completely devastating for some people. And it's not even something that you wish for. Your heart is in the right place with them. You know your head and heart are at war. You're trying to give people an opportunity. Like, you're not playing their God. You're saying, I know God is giving them an opportunity to change their heart and do the right thing, but they just won't. They just won't. So it's just saying, yep. That is what I have for you. I will see you all in the next reading. As you're going through a rite of passage, you're going to keep right on going through. And that's where they're going to lose you. That's when it's going to really just lose you. That's when it's going to really hit them that they don't have the access to you anymore. And you may hear about, depending on who they are, because you may keep in contact with them, but just kind of like, okay, now you got to really earn my trust because you have lied so many times. I don't know what to believe, depending on who it is. And some people, they just be cut off for life. You just be done completely. Like, yeah, I have to learn how to save myself because I don't know what in the world. I was trying to give you the benefit of the doubt. And just depends on what their comeback is, Gemini. Some of them come back very argumentative. Well, you did this to me and you did that. Hey, you know what? You just cut yourself off. You can tell whoever, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So, and then some people, you know, they'll be really remorseful and say, you know, I was scared. You know, I didn't know how you were going to take this, blah, blah, blah. But if they come back accusatory and almost like trying to make you feel like your heart was in the right place, I feel like, y'all, it's a wrap. For you, it's going to be like, I'm done. I'm done with you. So, you know, go play that with somebody else. Some people don't even realize that you're riding with them till the wheels fall off. And once the wheels fall off, you would have found some new tires to ride with them on. But some people, they don't see it that way. They just, I feel like you could be with connected to somebody who is quite obsessed, and they don't even realize if they would just be honest with you, Gemini, you'd be right there with them. But like I said before, that's what I have for you. Hopefully those questions have helped you, and I'll see you all in the next reading. Bye.